Welcome to the 2015 edition of IMS here in Ibiza. I'm Pete Tong, one of the founders of the International Music Summit. Now in its 8th year, IMS is a thought leadership platform dedicated to educating, inspiring and motivating people in the world of electronic music. We host annual summits in Los Angeles, Singapore and here in Ibiza at the Hard Rock Hotel on Playa de Bossa. Over the next 3 days, we'll hear from some of the industry's leading figures in a variety of keynote speeches, interviews and panel discussions. They'll reveal insights into their careers, share their ways of working, debate pressing issues and announce exciting new initiatives. Coming up on today's recap, Kevin Watson presented the 2015 IMS Business Report. Carl Craig talked to Beatport's Clark Warner. And we asked, can you buy success in electronic music? First though, I interviewed Ultra Records head honcho, Patrick Moxey, celebrating 20 years in the business.
Spotify are fantastic because they're actually paying everyone properly. They're paying artists, writers, they're paying labels, they're doing a great job. They're growing exponentially. They're picking up over 1 million paid subs a month. SoundCloud is itself fantastic because there's 100,000 creators uploading new music to SoundCloud every night. What does SoundCloud pay artists and writers right now? Little to nothing. Will they pay anybody anything in the near future? Not really.
If you want to watch that in more detail, click the button on the screen now. Ultra Records celebrated their 20th birthday by holding a pool party here at the Hard Rock Hotel with performances from Falou and Kakiri. Kevin Watson presented the IMS Business Report 2015.
We think this year the growth is not as high as last year, but is still significant. We reckon it's up 12% year on year. And we reckon this industry, in terms of just an annual basis, is worth around $6.9 billion US. What does it mean in terms of revenue? Well, if you look at the top 12 electronic music clubs in the US, they earned in revenue in 2014 around $500 million. But in terms of the most sold tracks of the year, actually 27 of the 100 most sold tracks were electronic music tracks.
If you want to watch that in more detail, click the button on the screen now. Legendary DJ and producer Carl Craig chatted about his career, Detroit and everything else in between with Beatport's Clark Warner.
I think that there is a wide space for one genius to come in and turn everything around. I think we need like a Kanye in techno or something.
Also on day one.
I think you've all heard of these big brands, the live brands that we run, but really we look at our operations across our festival business, brand integrations, and Beatport. Live is the inspiration and the core of who we are, but it represents just a piece of the puzzle in what we're trying to build. We're finding success in extending sponsorships, opportunities beyond the endemic categories in live, and introducing brands to ways to reach our community all the time, every day.
If you want to watch that in more detail, click the button on the screen now. Craig Anderton from Gibson Guitars, Danny Whittle from Ibiza Entertainment, and many others looked at the back to live trend.
If you offer an unknown talent enough dates and you're willing to put enough marketing spend behind it and build that guy's career, there's no reason you couldn't ask that guy for a percentage of his career, which is kind of what record labels used to do when they would say, we'll give you this amount to make a record, but we want part of your career.
We launched IMS Presents Back to Live in association with Gibson Guitars, a night showcasing new electronic music talent, including Una Live, April Towers, and The Wolf. Mark Lawrence, CEO of the Association for Electronic Music, was moderator on Can You Buy Success in Electronic Music, with the likes of Clark Warner from Beatport and Martin Carvel from DJ Magazine, and many others.
I genuinely think we live in the most meritocratic sort of times that there is. Like, if you're good and people think you're good, then you'll succeed. And if you're crap and you buy loads of Facebook likes, it won't last very long.
Click the button on the screen if you want to watch more of that panel. Some of the world's biggest managers, agents and promoters, including representatives from the Bullet Agency, Grade Management and William Morris Entertainment, came together on stage to discuss the A to Z of billing politics.
We make concessions every day to the detriment of our shows just to get them over the line, to get them announced. And we damage our shows, I think, every day because just to settle the arguments and the disputes, and it's just ultimately it's us that loses.
You can see the highlights from the panel by clicking the button on the screen now. So that was day one at IMS 2015. We'll be uploading highlights from the key panels throughout the day tomorrow, so keep checking our YouTube and social channels. Highlights of day two, B-Traits will be looking at the world of mind-altering drugs. You'll meet Team Damien Lazarus and the Ancient Moons, and we'll be chatting to Mim and Liv, aka Nervo. I'm off now to host the IMS Legends Dinner, celebrating the achievements of Cocoon and the legendary Sven Vath. See you tomorrow.